Hello everyone, my name's Crystal and I'm a Warramai woman from the mid-north coast of New South Wales, and I am also the Indigenous Arts Educator at the National Gallery of Australia on Ngunnawal and Ngambri country. And I'm coming to you here today from the Lismore Regional Gallery on Bundjalung country. So the work that we're going to focus on today with our art making activity is Mavis Bolton's artwork. And so she has made a whole series of dolls. And so the dolls are really significant because they are an expression of cultural identity, and they also are a way of passing on knowledge to the younger generation. And so these dolls were actually made during the times when Aboriginal people were under the Aboriginal Protection Act and were placed onto missions. And so with the doll making, it was a way for Aboriginal women and young girls to share information, to pass on skills and knowledge about country, and also to take part in playing, which is also a part of our development into adulthood. So the materials that we're going to use today is we have a thick piece of cardboard, and we've got some wool and raffia, and we also have a pre-cut figure of a dolly. And you don't really have to have a pre-cut dolly. You could use materials that you have at home if you've got old fabrics and sewing needles, and use that with parental supervision. You can really create a really beautiful doll for yourself. So what we're going to do first is, with our doll figure, we're just going to trace the outline on this cardboard piece of paper, and we're just going to follow closely around, and we're just going to follow that shape. And after that, we're just going to use our scissors to cut that shape out to prepare our dolly for the next process. Yeah. So now I'm just going to follow that line with my scissors and follow the shape of the dolly. And we're just getting this base prepared, so then we'll continue with our wrapping of our sourced materials. And so the interesting thing about the dollies that were made by a lot of Nyoongar women in Western Australia is that a lot of the women got together and made these dollies together. And while they were making these dollies, they all imbued their own little personality into the dollies as well. And it was a way for the women to give that doll a sense of identity, and they'll also name that dolly. And they'll also have, lots of fun with the young kids playing and talking about stories and what the dolly is going to look like. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to use some wool, and we're just going to wrap this wool around our cardboard cutout. But also, as you can see with Elizabeth Riley's work, with her beautiful dolly, she has used fabric that she has sourced from around her home, and she has used different techniques to sew a dress and sew that dolly together, and she's created a really beautiful dolly there. And with that sewing technique, she's used the blanket stitch technique which is also used in weaving, so you can tell that those different styles and different skills can transfer into different mediums as well. And what's really interesting and cool about the dollies, and also with David Wallace's work, is that our people, Aboriginal people, are so resourceful and really good at sourcing things and making new things out of them. So it just really shows how our people are really sustainable in our arts practices. So here's our little dolly, and thank you for making art with me today. Make sure you come down to the Lismore Regional Gallery and check out the beautiful Nyoongar dolls yourself.